In this exercise, you'll learn how to combine two skills that you've already learned. You've already learned how to plot points on a Google Fusion Tables map, and you've also learned how to plot polygons on a Google Fusion Tables map. In this exercise, we're going to learn how to use your polygon mapping skills to draw the borders of each of the Tennessee State House districts from 2012. And then you're also going to use your point mapping skills to put a point on that map showing where each candidate in each of those districts lives. And then we'll have a nice interactive map that voters could use to learn about their candidates. Okay, to begin with, I'm again not going to open or try to show you the KML file because chances are you won't be able to open it on your computer. We're just going to upload that straight to Google Fusion Tables. But I can go ahead and show you the Excel file, and it looks like this. It's a very small file, and it just contains a row for each candidate who ran in one of the 4 local districts in Rutherford County. In column A, we have the number of the district 34, 37, 48, or 49. In column B, we have an indication of the party identification of each candidate, Democrat or Republican, D for Democrat, R for Republican. We have a party code, just 1 or 2, 1 for a Democrat, 2 for a Republican. The name of the candidate in column D, and finally the address of the candidate in column E. I got the addresses, by the way, from the Tennessee Secretary of State, which is where the candidates have to file their home address with when they sign up to run. Okay, so that's the Excel file. Let me close that out. And let's go ahead and upload these 2 files to Google Fusion Tables. Switching over to Google Drive. Again, you'll have to log in using your credentials. Mine are already here. And I'm going to start by just uploading the files. I'm going to click the Create button and choose Fusion Tables. Browse to where the files are. I'm working off my removable disk again, my removable drive. And let's upload the local state house candidate spreadsheet first. Just highlight it and choose Open. And then Next. And this should load pretty quickly. It's a pretty small file. Next again. And finish. Okay, and there's my file. Looks good. All right. Let's go ahead and load up the other one now. Let's see. Let's go to Create, Fusion Table again, Browse, and choose the KML file, and Open. Click Next, and Next again, and finally Finish. Okay. Alright, let's start working on these files now. Let's go back to the spreadsheet with the candidate names in it. And let's see what we might be able to do. If we click Map of Address to produce the actual map, we can begin to get an idea of how these points are going to show up on the map. Okay, and there they are. There are the addresses of our candidates. Again, I can click on the point and some information will come up showing the district for the candidate's party identification, the candidate's name and address. Okay, close that back out. Now it would be helpful on the map that we're going to produce to change the color of the dots so that Democrats show up as a blue dot and Republicans show up as a red dot. This should be a review for you. You click on Tools and change map styles. And let's see. Let's go with map styles based on buckets this time. Let's have 2 buckets, one for Republicans and one for Democrats. And let's base it on the values in that party code column. Remember, we had a 1 for Democrats and a 2 for Republicans. Okay, so let's change this bottom number here to 2. And let's say 1 up to 2, that would be blue for Republicans. And then 2 up to 2, that would be, blue for Democrats. 2 up to 2 would be red for Republicans, just like that. So if I click Save, then the dots should change color, and I can do a quick spot check here. Here's Bob New, who's a Democrat, and he's got a blue dot. That's good. And down here is Dawn White, Republican, and she's got a red dot. So it looks like it went okay. Could check all of them, but I think we're all right. Okay, I think that's everything we need to do to this map except for sharing it. This is an important step. Click on the Share button up there and change private to anyone with the link, just like that, and click Save. Okay, and we can click Done, and that's all we need to do for now to that one. Let's switch over to the map that has the district maps on it, the district lines on it. That would be this one. Let's go ahead and map it and see what we get. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 districts shown. Here's District 48, 49 up here in the north. Here's, whoops, the wrong district. 37 in the north, 49 here, and down here in the southwest, 34. Okay, it looks like all the districts are there. The red shading is not going to help us out too much here. That's kind of the default, but we need to change that. Let's go to Tools and change Map Styles. And coming down to the polygons area, let's choose a different fill color. Now we don't really need to, in this case, we don't need to color code the districts according to some criteria. So let's just pick a lightweight fill. And whoops, I should have done one more thing while I was there. I chose white, and let's bump the opacity down to, let's say, 10%. Just did that on the keyboard, and click Save. There. Now now the background of the fill rather of the district outlines won't really get in the way of what we're going to do. Let's see, we could do one more thing. The district lines here are a little bit faint. We could, if we wanted to, and I think I will, go ahead and bump those up a little bit. Down here again in the polygons area, I can choose border color, and that's fine. We can go with, actually let's go with black to make it a little bit darker, a little more pronounced. And click Save. See what that looks like. That's pretty good. Maybe that's all we need to do right there. We could, under Tools, increase the border width. Right now it's at 1 pixel. We could bump it up to 2, but I think I'm not going to do that. I think the size we have here looks pretty good to me. All right, so we need to share this one as well, and I'm going to change that to again, anyone with a link, and click Save. You could do public if you wanted to, but I think this will suffice, and choose Done. All right. So I think that's all we need to do for the two maps separately. The next step is to layer them on top of each other, so we can put the points that represent the candidates' addresses on this map of their district, so we can see where they are relative to their district boundaries and have a look around. So the next step would be to switch to the Fusion Tables Layer Wizard, and all we need to do is kind of fill this out one step at a time. First of all, it doesn't really matter which map you add first, but let's go ahead and add the district map first. What you need here is the embeddable link to this map, and it's very important that you share it first. Remember that. We've already done that. To find the embeddable link, go to Tools and choose Publish, and then look for this Paste HTML to embed in a website information. Just highlight all that. I just double-clicked on it, right-click and copy, and switch back to the Layers wizard, and paste, again, right-click and paste that information right there, and then choose Put Layer on the Map. And there it is. All right. Let's add the other map, the one that has the points showing where the candidates live. So just click Add Layer, and we get a new dialog box. Go back to the page where you have your candidate addresses. Let's see, that would be this one. And do the same thing. Again, make sure you shared it, and then click Tools and Publish, and choose the Paste HTML to embed in a website URL. Copy, switch back to the wizard, and paste that information right here. There. And then click Put Layer on the Map, and there are our points. Great, we're almost done. Now you can set the zoom level here. You can zoom in a little bit. That doesn't look so great. We can zoom out a little bit. That's a bit small. This is probably the best zoom layer, but notice how we kind of chop off the top and the bottom part of the districts. There's a nice fix for that. If you scroll down a little bit to this set map size and zoom area, you can change the dimensions of this box that the map is contained in, and get just a little more room, so we can keep that zoom level but have a little more map around it. It probably is important to keep the proportions right, so I'm going to just increase both the width and the height by 100 pixels. So change the 500 pixels to 600 and change the 400 pixel height to 500. Choose Update Map, and let's see, there we are. The map got a little bit bigger, so now I can keep that same zoom level, can position the map where I want it. That looks pretty good right there, and I think that's what we need to do. Now, as we've been fiddling with the map, of course, the wizard has been generating this HTML down here. So what we need to do now is copy this HTML into a text file, give it an HTML extension, and then that's the file that we could post on a web page or on your blog or whatever that would tell the user's web browser to display the map we've just created. So all you need to do is make sure you're at the top of the HTML, click and drag and highlight all of it till you get to the very last tag, this \HTML tag. Right click and copy, and then switch over to any text editor. I'm just using Notepad here. Right click and paste. And again, make sure you got all of the HTML. Make sure there's a /HTML tag at the bottom, and at the top a beginning HTML right there. And now we just need to save it, File, and Save As, and save it. Give it a name. Let's call this my district map.html, and save it somewhere. This is what you'll upload. If you're taking the class, this is what you'll upload to the Dropbox, and click Save, and then go test it out. If I go to that to where I saved it, in my case I saved it on my thumb drive, it should be here, and I can double click on it, and there's the map. It should open up and display in your web browser. And now that we've got it, let's play with it a little bit. We can, of course, zoom in and zoom out. That's nice. I can click on any of the points and information shows up. And I can click on any of the districts and a label should show up here. There we go, indicating what the district is. So if I live somewhere here in District 37, I can quickly see that I have two candidates in my district, a Democrat and a Republican. And if I want to know more about them, I can click on, say, the Democrat link and see that this is Bob New, that he lives up in Smyrna, which is a town a little bit north of Murfreesboro. And I can even go to satellite view here, and I can zoom in and see what his neighborhood looks like. Here we go. Okay, well, there's his house, there's his street, there's his next door neighbor. Might be an interesting person to go interview, and the person on the other side of him, see what kind of neighbor he is. Looks like he lives kind of near the golf course in Smyrna. Probably pretty good real estate. Let's zoom back out. Now I can go do the same with his Republican opponent here, who lives down in Murfreesboro. There's an interesting distinction. One lives in Smyrna, one lives in Murfreesboro. Looks like his opponent is Dawn White, and she lives on Riverview Drive in Murfreesboro. There's her house, not too shabby. And okay, and I can also get an idea of kind of where these candidates live relative to their districts. That's good information as well. For example, over here in District 49, here's the Democratic candidate, Mike Williams, who lives in his district, to be sure, but not by much. You can see right there, there's the district line coming down Almaville Road, and his house is right there. So he's in there. But another good thing that you would definitely want to check in an election: do the candidates in fact live in the districts they are representing? Okay, so once you get through fiddling with this, if you want to put it back the way it was, just reload, and the map will be there. And this map is ready to be uploaded to a website, and you made it by combining your knowledge of producing polygons and also points, and putting the two together using the layer wizard.